moving forward.
New tonight, Delaware faces a daunting challenge in the fight against HIV, why critical services are in jeopardy. Plus, as Delaware gears up for the upcoming elections, concerns rise over a potential supermajority. With the balance at stake, the battleground is set for a political showdown. And Delaware aims for the national spotlight as the university moves into the Football Bowl subdivision, but some hurdles emerge. Can the Blue Hens make a mark in the FBS, or will challenges sideline their ambitions? Those stories and much more straight ahead tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for joining us tonight. Topping the news today, shots were exchanged between a known Greenwood fugitive and state police detectives during a Tuesday night arrest attempt. Police are still searching for the 27-year-old man that they say ran from the scene. Brian Holben was in the parking lot of 4937 Hickman Road about 9:30 p.m. when spotted by police. That's according to a press release that was issued earlier this afternoon. Described as a known fugitive with multiple warrants out for his arrest, police initiated a traffic stop. Holben then attempted to flee by pushing two state police vehicles out of the way. When detectives then attempted to remove him from the Jeep, he pulled a handgun and fired at police. Police returned fire before Holben ran into a wooded area. Now, there were no injuries reported. Police are warning residents to stay away from the man, who is armed and dangerous, and to call 911 immediately if you see him. As is standard procedure, the troopers who fired their weapons have been placed on administrative leave. An investigation into the use of force will be conducted. Holben faces attempted murder charges, 2 counts of reckless endangerment, and possession of a firearm during another crime. Police are asking anyone with information to call the state police number seen there at the bottom of your screen. And a 39-year-old man is dead after being shot inside a home near Wilmington's Brandywine Village neighborhood. It happened Tuesday night just after 9 p.m. in the 200 block of West 20th Street. Police responded to reports of a shooting. Once there, officers found the man critically injured. Police haven't said whether the man died on the scene or whether he was taken to the hospital and succumbed to his injuries there. Detectives continue to investigate and will release the man's name once his family has been notified. And the Wilmington Police Department has also identified the man who was fatally struck by a DART bus Monday morning. This is 38-year-old Glenn DuPont. Police said DuPont was found injured in the 100 block of North Monroe Street in Wilmington shortly before 6 a.m. on Monday. He then later died. The crash is still under investigation. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to contact Corporal Keith Johnson at 302-571-4415. And down Sussex County now, an Ocean View woman was sentenced to 42 months in prison for distribution of methamphetamine. It's a family affair for 35-year-old Melanie Mitchell. Her husband, Vincent Mitchell, was sentenced in September to 48 months for the same exact offense. According to court documents, in July of 2022, investigators executed a search warrant at the Mitchell's Ocean View home and seized 1 pound of methamphetamine and $6,000 in cash. The investigation revealed that on a monthly basis, the Mitchells drove from Ocean View up to Philadelphia, where they bought a pound of methamphetamine, which they then sold back down in the Ocean View area. And Governor John Carney has ordered Delaware flags to be lowered at half-staff at all state facilities through sunset today, Wednesday, November 29th. It's to honor former First Lady of the United States, Rosalynn Carter. The former First Lady died on November 19th at the age of 96. The governor's office says Carter advocated for equal rights and opportunities for women, people with disabilities, and advancements in mental health initiatives throughout her life in public service. And the family of a missing Oxford, Pennsylvania man last seen in Wilmington is hoping someone has information on his whereabouts. 42-year-old Bobby L. Pipkin was last seen leaving a family party on Van Buren Street around 1 a.m. on Saturday, November 25th. He was seen driving a black 2021 Mitsubishi Outlander SUV with a license plate number LJY4214. Pipkin's sister, Dawn, said it was highly unusual for him, who was born and raised in Wilmington, not to show up for work or keep in contact with his family. He is married with 2 children and also has 2 grandchildren. Pipkin was described by family as 6 foot tall, 4 inches, with short black hair, brown eyes, and tattoos on both arms and hands. The family is distributing flyers around the city of Wilmington and surrounding areas, asking anyone with information to please come forward. If you, of course, have any information, please call Wilmington Police at the number there on the bottom of your screen. Turning now to the political landscape here in the first state, Democratic dominance is causing concern for some, particularly among Republicans who fear an imbalance of power in the General Assembly. Currently, the state Senate reflects a supermajority with 6 Republican senators and 15 Democrats. In the House, the split is 26-14 with 1 vacant seat. Republican State Representative Brian Shoup from Milford is sounding the alarm, expressing worry that if Democrats secure just 3 more seats, they could pass legislation and amendments without any opposition. Shoup encouraged voters to look beyond party lines, advising not to get distracted by national politics and don't think about Democrat versus Republican, but look at the person that is running, look at what they've done for the community and what they plan to do once they're in office. Meanwhile, a special election is scheduled for December 21st to replace Republican Representative Ruth Briggs King of Georgetown. With 1 Democrat and 1 Republican vying for the seat, this election could serve as a critical juncture, either reinforcing or challenging the existing political dynamics in the state. And Seaford City Councilman Matt McCoy is throwing his hat in the ring for Delaware State Senate. Councilman McCoy announced Monday that he's officially running to represent Delaware's 21st senatorial district. Having spent his entire life in Seaford, Councilman McCoy says he knows firsthand how to serve the community and that it's time that the people have one of their own representing them in Dover. McCoy says a top priority, if he's elected, would be finding ways to crack down on crime. The councilman currently serves as the board president for the Western Sussex Boys and Girls Club. He says if elected, he will lead with transparency and work hard to fight for the issues that matter to the people. Councilman McCoy is running in the Republican primary against incumbent state senator Bryant Richardson. Delaware's primary election is set for Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. Turning now to health news, HIV prevention drugs could be free for some Americans. The drug PrEP would be free in pill form for those 65 and older under the Biden administration's Medicare plan. Putting things into perspective, that drug can cost more than $20,000 per year. According to HIV.gov, those 50 and older make up half of all people in the United States already living with HIV. With legislation still pending, it's unclear what this would mean for taxpayers. We do want to remind viewers that there are resources statewide for those living with HIV. Those include the Delaware HIV Consortium, AIDS Delaware, and Camp Rehoboth. And in anticipation of the 35th World AIDS Day on December 1st, advocates here in Delaware are grappling with the impending challenges in the fight against HIV. The state, which currently houses almost 3,800 individuals living with the disease, is facing a significant hurdle as the Division of Public Health announced budget cuts of approximately $1.8 million in HIV prevention programs starting next year. These cuts, attributed to reductions in federal funding, are expected to impact early intervention services, HIV counseling, testing, and outreach across the state of Delaware. The reduction in funding is set to affect about 8 providers in the first state, with 4 contracts being completely eliminated. The remaining community-based organizations will also experience funding reductions, leaving the full extent of the impact uncertain. Tyler Burrell, the executive director of the Delaware HIV Consortium, expressed his concerns about the cuts earlier today on Good Morning Wilmington.
There are roughly 4,000 people living with HIV here in Delaware. There's been roughly 6,500 people diagnosed since 1981 here in Delaware. And we're doing really good things. We have community-based organizations that are specialized in serving their individual populations.
Right.
We have antiretroviral, or we have pharmaceutical medicines that if you're living with HIV, can ensure that you live a life that's equal to that of those who are not living with HIV.
Right.
We have really good prevention tools that that you can choose to take what's the best modality for you, and we have community-based organizations who can provide those to you. Mm-hmm. So we have everything that we need to stop HIV here in Delaware in its tracks. Mm-hmm. But I say it's uncertain because we're fighting at crosswinds. We're dealing with an HIV apathy that people think that HIV is solved, and it's not.
That's the way it looks. I mean, you don't hear too much about it anymore. And COVID came, and it put it in the back burner, back of people's heads.
Exactly.
Minds.
And so what we're saying is that for the 5 years leading up to COVID, we are dealing with less than 100 diagnoses of people living with HIV every year here in Delaware. So every AIDS service organization who provides HIV prevention services in the community where it's trusted, it's going to be hit by this. That means staffing cuts. It's going to mean less services, and populations who need real true services in places that they trust aren't going to have the services available to them. Wow. And so I say that we're at a crossroads because every dollar that comes out of the community, again, cut less money from the federal government, is a service that's not going to be provided in the areas that need it.
Wow.
And so there's things there's things that we can do. Our community-based organizations who are providing these services are still trying to do everything that they can to stretch the dollars. Trying to do it.
Right.
We also know that we need to be pushing on the state to put out additional dollars. That is state funds, not federal funds, because Delaware's in the minority that they don't provide a direct amount of money for HIV prevention services themselves. So we need state funding as well. And then, we again need to do everything that we can as a community to continue to provide these services, because we don't want any new person diagnosed with HIV who didn't have to be. Because we are seeing cuts in funding.
And the national rates of infant mortality are the highest they've ever been in 2 decades. Fortunately enough, though, Delaware is seeing the opposite trend. Our infant mortality rate has dropped by 43%, hovering around 5.1 per 1,000 live births, with the U.S. national rate being at 5.4. Health officials say infant mortality affects more communities than others as health disparities grow. Black infant mortality rates are about 3 times the rate of white infant mortality rates, and the Hispanic infant mortality rate is about 2 times the white infant mortality rate. The Delaware Division of Public Health says there are a few causes of infant mortality. Those are managing a healthy weight before you get pregnant, managing your chronic health conditions, and getting your mental health in order before getting pregnant are a few. There will be a town hall held this Thursday surrounding maternal and child health care. That's going to be at Delaware Technical Community College. You can visit Delaware Thrives for more information about healthy maternal choices. Turning to education news now, it appears a school in Wilmington that serves the often neglected student will be given another chance to bring up enrollment numbers and keep its doors open. The Charter School Accountability Committee on Tuesday recommended the renewal of Great Oaks Charter School with 16 conditions. Great Oaks is one of 6 charter schools in Delaware up for renewal this year. State law requires charters apply for renewal every 5 years and must submit information on enrollment, academic performance, finances, facilities, and more. Great Oaks serves a unique student body. Nearly 98% of students are minority, 1/3 receive special education services, 15% have been incarcerated, 10% are parents, and 5% are in foster care or are homeless. The school was placed on formal review last year because of low enrollment numbers. At 148 students, the school serves 37% fewer students than its authorized enrollment. Well, despite its small size, the school has made great strides in many areas in recent years. According to school leaders, Great Oaks has seen improved scores in math, reduced chronic absenteeism, fewer suspensions, and greater numbers of applications. The process also requires that the Secretary of Education and the State Board of Education approve the renewal. That determination and vote is expected at the December 14th meeting of the State Board. And in the spirit of the season, Santa Claus himself helped kick off the holiday festivities at Newcastle County's Rockwood Park and Museum. The Jolly Man in Red joined County Executive Matt Meyer and students from Ursuline Academy for a festive Q&A session. Elementary school students representing Ursuline Academy's 2nd through 4th grade classes gathered at Rockwood Park to ask Santa some tough questions. The event aligned with the theme of Rockwood's holiday exhibition titled Visions of Sugar Plums. The exhibition will feature candy, kid-friendly decorations, and representations of gift-giving, providing a unique perspective on Rockwood Museum's history. The holiday exhibition kicks off this Friday and Saturday with the Rockwood Holiday Open House. It's a free event from 5 to 9 p.m. featuring Santa Claus, performances from local schools, local food vendors, and museum tours. And for those who can't make it during the week, no worries. Rockwood Park and Museum offers winter nights on December 8th and 9th and 15th and 16th. These free tours provide visitors with a unique opportunity to experience the museum's holiday decorations, both inside and outside, creating a festive, enchanting atmosphere. And in a major sports development, the University of Delaware has confirmed its move to college sports' highest level by joining Conference USA in 2025. University president has highlighted the move as an opportunity to increase exposure for athletic programs and enhance awareness of academic offerings. The Blue Hens will participate in various sports within Conference USA. The move comes after years of planning and significant investments, including a $60 million upgrade to the football stadium. Joining Conference USA also comes with a hefty price tag, with associated fees totaling $6 million, funded mostly by donors. Despite the cost, the move is expected to be financially lucrative for UD, with Conference USA's TV broadcast rights deal worth significantly more than previous arrangements with the Colonial Athletic Association. The transition will take 2 years, and while UD can compete in the football championship subdivision next year, it will not be eligible for the subdivision's annual playoff bracket. The university's current football season continues, but if they make the move, their last chance to win another football championship subdivision title would be this season. The move also raises the possibility of midweek football games for UD. This is a departure from the traditional Saturday schedule at the football championship subdivision level. Negotiations for previously scheduled games beyond 2024 will be necessary, potentially impacting matchups with Penn State and Delaware State University. And it appears the phenomenon is continuing. No, this isn't about Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce. This year has belonged to one character, and 2023 is the year of Grimace. First, there was the Grimace Shakes, then came Grimace Crocs, then came Grimace at the Macy's Thanksgiving Holiday Parade just last week. Now, McDonald's is launching the Grimace Ugly Sweater for Christmas. Here it is here. According to the Instagram account @Snackalator, the sweater will be available at goldenarchesunlimited.com. That's McDonald's merchandise store. The sweater will cost you $65. The purple knit sweater features Grimace's face and, of course, those famous golden McDonald's arches. If you get one, please send us a pic. We definitely want to feature it here on the news. I'm going to try to get one to wear. I'm sure my producer will just love it. And that's going to do it for tonight's edition for DETV News. Be sure to like and follow us across your favorite social media platforms. And for a look at what's happening across Delaware anytime, head to our website. That's detvch.com. With tonight's news, I'm Matt Ford. Join DETV News' Lauren Wilson tomorrow night when we continue. Take care.